everybody, how are you today? I'm International Master Sopiko Guramishvili here for you on Chess 24. And I'm back with my tactic test show. It's gonna be very difficult for me because it's been a long while since I had this tactic show. To be exact, I was reminded yesterday. That was a little memory quiz for me from Chess 24 stuff. When was my tactic test last time? And I found out it was on 2nd November of 2017. So that's been a long while since the tactics test. But I hope that it's gonna go good today. I'm not sure because I really need to be sharp today and alert, but I hope on your help as well. So what's gonna happen today in this show? I'm going to go on Chess24 website. Then I'm having the option to solve lots of tactics, and if you're not a premium member you should be one, because if you're not a premium member you can only solve 5 tactics, and if you're a premium member it's endless. And I think that Chess24 tactics test and tactics trainer is the best. Sorry other websites, but I do think that it's the best because we have the very practical and very good examples, and which is amazing, absolutely amazing, and we will see shortly, very soon. So I'm just going to go on Chess24 website and push the learn button, and then I'm going to have the tactics trainer. There we go. I have the first tactic already, so let's begin with this one and let me show it to you. Okay, there we are. So I am playing with, I have to solve it with white pieces. Black's last move was queen b2. And what should I do? Is there a mate going on, or how is it? I have to calculate. What you will see in this show is the way I'm thinking, the procedure I'm going while calculating, and generally how do I start calculating, when is the critical moment, what I think, what is the evaluation, and so on. When I don't see the move right away, well, first move I had in my mind here was rook e8. I always recommend you guys, and recommend myself as well, I remind myself to think about the move candidates. I think that it helps very much, because when you do the move candidates, so you have lots of move candidates, let's say in this position, then you are unlikely to miss something. So let's take a look at first move candidate, which I think is rook e8. Looks very very natural. Bishop e8 should happen, otherwise king g7, bishop d4 is there, and rook e8, bishop e8, queen e8, king g7, bishop f8. Is it something I'm looking for or not? King g8 is not possible because of bishop h6, and king f6 is the only move. And there we go. Is there a mate or not? Queen e7, let's say, king f5, also only move. Queen f7. If king e5, I'm a bit afraid that he will escape with king e4. King d3, king c2, king b1. So I'm a bit afraid of that. Think second move candidate should be queen f2, but after queen f2, queen e5, I don't see what I get. Otherwise g2 pawn is hanging, so just to defend it, it's also possible, but I don't think that's the solution. Rook g5 looks very bad. So I would turn back to rook e8. Rook e8, bishop e8, and let's say queen e8, king g7, and what about queen f8? not bishop f8, but queen f8. Queen f8, king f6, and queen h8. This was my idea. King f5, and unfortunately it's not hanging. It's not hanging. The queen is not hanging. And let me win is saying that queen f8, king f6, and bishop d4 is the right move, and that is correct. I think that's what I was looking for, and well done, let me win. For that, I think that after this move, king f8, not queen h8, because this is not hanging, but bishop d4 and queen h8, queen h8 is the right tactic. Guys, I want to make sure that you hear me and you see me well, so please do write. Yeah, the video is not working, so I don't know what happened. I'm kind of stuck on. Ooh, it's awful. Oh. Please do write if you still hear me, because I'm not sure what I can do with it. Hi everybody, hopefully I am back. Just to be sure that you hear me, I will go on stay tuned. Sorry, and be right back. Hey guys, here I am back again. I don't know, I'm very sorry for the technical issues I have here. I don't know what happened, but when I checked my stream, I found myself frozen like this. So I'm sorry for that. I hope it works now. I hope you hear me. I hope you see me. So please do write in chats. How is the stream? If you hear me and if you can see me, I would really appreciate your comments. So I'm definitely waiting for somebody who will tell me, hey Sopiko, everything is good, just get back to tactics. 1, 2, 3. Nobody? Nobody? Okay, everything is fine. Okay, thank you very much. Now let's get back to the tactics. And we have another one. All right, there we go. So again, it is black to move. First of all, we have to evaluate the position. So white is pawn down, but we can take back the a7 pawn as I can see. And last move black made was queen d8. That's a very interesting one because I like my queen on a5. I don't see the move right away, so I would definitely go for candidate moves. Queen a5 just keeps an eye on this rook, so knight might find himself overloaded. But what is another thing to be to defend? I don't know yet. Things like e6 comes to my mind, moves like e6, just because rook queen d4 is not possible because ef, and then I take the rook, so I will be piece up. E6, queen e6 is kind of the only move, and queen d8, knight d8, and bishop d5. I think that is the solution because we will be exchange up. And yep, oh, that was the solution. Sorry guys, I don't have time to explain the tactic because I am not, I have the bad option, I mean, I have only stop on the mistake option, but you can choose stop after every puzzle. So I would choose stop after every puzzle afterwards to explain the ideas clearly. Okay, once again, evaluating the position is very important. We are again pawn down, but the king looks very weak. Also, something like here, pinning, it might be very dangerous for black. So my first move is rook d7, king d7, and knight d4. As far as we know, it is good for generally everybody to have two pieces for a rook. So if black gives up the knight just like this, then that should be the solution. If not, after rook d7, king d7, knight d4, and rook c8, what happens here? Rook c8, and if I take everything on c6 and take on a5, this is not what I wanted because we would have equal position. But definitely there should be something more because after, let's say, rook d7, king d7, knight d4, rook c8, I have a rook to use. So something like rook b1 with the idea of rook b7 looks very interesting. And I don't think there is a way to defend for black. So I would take it, take this, and yeah, instead of rook c8, rook b6 is of course more, it is of course better. And rook b1, I don't have it anymore. But the problem with this might be that this rook will be hanging at some point. So any move actually, king c7 is his next move. So what can be my next move? What can be my next move? For example, knight c6, rook c6, rook b1, king c7, bishop c6, king c6, and rook b8 might be very tempting, but after rook b8, a4, a3, I really don't like this, and this pin doesn't give me anything. There is an important tempo here that I can win, so I definitely need some time to think about it, think what I can use this tempo. Rook d1, king c7, I don't see that I made a big improvement. I can of course take on e6, but that is, yeah, I don't know, that doesn't look very much. Let's say take, f takes, bishop b6, still very good of course, still there is a pin. Yeah, maybe this is the solution because there is a pin on c6 and it's not so easy for black to um, get out of it. But on knight e6, king e6 is possible, and on bishop b6, the knight is free, so knight can take on e5. That is what I dislike. And other moves. Other moves. Interesting. Is it just to take it over here? What I can do is, of course, take on c6, rook c6, let's say rook b1, king c7, take on c6, king c6, rook b6, king d5, rook a6, king e5. Yeah, I don't know. That's not what I am looking for. So it's tiny bit tough. Tough decision. What would you play? Let's see if we have any suggestions in the chat. And let's see what you guys think. But because of my technical problems, everything switched off somehow. So I'll need to log in once again. And there we go. I would be very happy to see other opinions. I think I would go for knight c6, or just the problem is that king c7 is black's next move. Knight c6 first, and Zealandson is saying that knight e6 wins the rook, but I'm not sure it wins the rook because after knight e6, king e6, and bishop b6, we did win the rook, but knight e5, the material is still equal. So that is what I disliked. And oh wow, non Quixote is saying that after knight c6, rook c6, bishop b6 is a very nice idea not to allow king c7, and I like it very much because rook d1 is next move, and probably that is the solution because there is no way to get out of the pin. Bishop b6. Wow! Applause for Non Quixote. It is really amazing tactic and very, very nice idea. I was struggling to find the correct way because this is the first phase when it's clear that you have to sacrifice the exchange, but then I kind of missed rook b6. I only thought that, oh, there is like rook c8, and then rook b1, it's everything is easy. But oh, sorry, but yeah, not that easy after rook b6 because black wants to go king c7, and with knight c6, rook c6, and bishop b6, white restricts black king to have a square on c7 or anywhere else where he can defend the rook. And after rook d1, the rook is lost on c6. So that is brilliant. I really, really loved this tactic. And for now, let me uncheck the thing that I can stop after every puzzle. so I should be able to explain it clearly. Okay, we got another tactic. There we go. And white to move. Once again, evaluating the position, candidate moves if you don't see the mate right away, and then make a decision. So we are piece down. Our knight, our queen is attacked, but there is a very high chance of mates like rook g6, f takes g6, queen h8, king h8, and rook f8. Is it a mate? Should be, right? Because after rook g6, hg cannot be because of queen g7, but we have another motive of queen h8 and rook f8. That's a beautiful one as well. Rook e4, I'm not exactly sure what was the idea after d, even if we take this rook, but the idea of mate is always better than winning material. So rook g6, f takes g6, h g6 is not possible because of queen g7, f takes queen h8, and mate. Beautiful. Continue. Let's continue. Okay, queen g6 was black's next move. I mean, queen g6 is the move, and we have to see what is going on. We are pawn down. It is opposite colored bishop endgame, and what should be the problem for black here is, I think, back rank and the king. Why I say so is that white has very active pieces. Rook a7 is definitely very active, and this battery, I don't know if it's called battery in English, but in Georgian we definitely call so. It should be very, very dangerous. So the first question is what black does on, let's say, check, because after check and king h8, is there something that we can do to make this rook go away? Something like queen e6, but it doesn't make sense because this rook is not hanging on e8. So queen e6 right away doesn't work because of rook e6, rook a8, and king f7. So it would be definitely a big, big thing to give a check first. But maybe it's not that easy as it seems. And what can we do for that? Can we use it somehow? Rook a8. Rook a8 is another move candidate, and it is possible. Gustav chapter GEE is saying that rook a8 followed by queen d4, as far as I understand. Queen d5 should be queen d5 check. That makes a lot of sense, but I'm not sure that after rook a8, black is obliged to take on rook a8, because rook a8, queen d5, it's clear that it's going to be mate, but the rook is defended. So what if I just play something like, I don't know, bishop b3, then the idea is queen f8, rook f8, and rook f8. So not every move can be played. So after rook a8, queen f7 also should not work because of something like e6, even e6 is good. h6. h6 is another move candidate, rook a8, h6. But then
I think there should be a way to maybe win this bishop because the queen will be overloaded. But even if h6, rook a8, queen a8, and ef, probably that's not enough. But there is queen e6. Rook e6 cannot be taken. Queen f7, rook e8, and otherwise it's bad. So rook a8, h6, and queen e6. That's the correct solution. And Gustav Chatterer, GE1, sorry if I mispronounce your name, solved it correctly. This is a very beautiful and useful motif to know that rook a8, first we were thinking first move candidate of course is queen d5, which comes to my mind, at least to my mind, king h8 and then rook a8 or then queen e6, that we use the back rank. But as soon as you understand that you don't achieve much with the check, then you start to be creative. So after rook a8, the big threat is queen f8. So black should do something about it. Queen f7, as I said, would not be good because of, let's say, even e6 wins. Bishop goes bishop a4 or bishop b3 to control this diagonal. Again, queen f8 is the problem, so h6 played to avoid the mate, and after queen e6, a very beautiful move, a check. You cannot take it because this rook is pinned, and you cannot go king f8 because we have the bishop on a3, and the rook is lost, so it's lost. That's the solution. Okay, next one. Rook e1 was the move, and now we're with black pieces. I think again back rank should be problem here. First of all, evaluate the position. We are equal materially, but there's a big threat of rook e8. Not mate yet, but maybe if it was white's move, then queen f5 can be interesting to go into the endgame. But it is luckily black's move. So the first move that comes to my mind is queen e3. Queen e3 is the move which makes it clear that you cannot take rook e3 because there is rook f1. And yeah, then g5 is hanging. So double kind of attack, and if knight f3, then rook queen e1, knight e1, and rook f1. That should be the solution. Queen g3, that's another way to defend it, and a very clever way, because after queen g3 there is rook e8, a very important intermediate check. Then I have to go rook f8, king f8, and hg, and white survived. So it means that we should not take on g3. What about queen g5? Then rook e8. Rook f8 is not possible. King f7 should be played. And I don't see that white can do many things. And if queen b8, then rook f8. So I think I can just take on g5. Right. The only danger was not to take on g3 because queen g3, rook e8. Very important check. Okay. Another one. And h4. Okay, so what is the position? Materially, we are pawn down, but I think h4 was a very bad idea because it weakens the g4 square. We cannot go knight g4 directly, but things like this, rook d1, queen f6, and knight g4 is very common in such situations when the bishop is overloaded. Like, it is a great example because you would never think that okay, how many pieces defend each other? Let's say this rook is defended twice, the bishop is defended, the g4 square is defended twice, but with tactics, with a lot of tactics, yeah, these kind of things happen, and generally h4 is a very, very bad move, even if tactics didn't work. But yeah, the idea is, of course, h5, h6, or hg. There should be an attack because the rook is kind of good on f6. But yeah, such things doesn't work if there is such a monster in the center. All right. Now, queen d5. My goodness, we are 4 pawns down. That's that's a big jump from being a pawn down. Okay, the king. The problem should be the king. That's clear. Move candidates. Check. Sacrificing on f6. Bishop h6, maybe. So let's see. Queen h4, king g8, knight f6, g takes f6, queen g4 back. I don't think that this is the solution. Bishop h6, to me it seems very interesting, but I don't know what do we achieve with that. Let's say bishop h6, gh, knight f6, but what is the threat? And where is the threat, most importantly? What can be another move is knight g5. Knight g5 closes the, because let's say if not queen d5, we would have queen h5 and queen e8. And after knight g5, f takes g5 and queen h5, we win the rook and then the knight. So I think that this is the solution, because after knight g5 we are threatening mate, kind of. So that should be it, right? That's I think no more comments is needed for this example. It's just closing the rank, and queen h5 is a clear threat. You can't do anything about it, and after taking rook is hanging, so all pieces should be coordinated. In this position, the problem for black was that, yeah, he is 4 pawns up, but there is no coordination between pieces, so all pieces are kind of loose. And the king, of course. Yeah, Dr. Paradoxon said that queen h4, king g8, and queen f6. But the problem is that even if we take g takes f6, knight f6, king f7, knight d5, knight d5, the rook is defended, so we lose the piece. So that cannot be the solution. Chess Pagel has a very nice question, that I look sleepy today. Generally, I think I look sleepy. Not only today, but no, so far I'm fine. Thank you. Okay. Another one. Materially, it's equal, but we have a very dangerous passed pawn. We have probably very important check on d7 after some exchanges. But what can be the main problem for black here? If I take on c5, queen c5 is with a check, we shouldn't forget this, and this is just very bad for white. What else can be played? Any move with queen, let's say queen d8 or something to be, I don't know, creative. Even if not queen a4, there is queen e1, queen h4. So moving the queen far away on d file is not great. But what about queen b1, queen a4 as well? Shouldn't it work? What about just a quiet move, king h2? King h2. Guys are saying that I look great. Thank you very much. King h2. So queen a4 is not possible because of queen a4, knight a4, and b7. What about knight a4, b7, queen, let's say b6, queen b6, queen d7, king h6, and queen c7, queen c8, sorry. Yeah, I think that's the solution. King goes b7, maybe queen d7 first would make more sense because b7, queen c7 is therefore. So first move, queen d7 is correct, and then b7. King h2, very nice move. I like it very much. King goes away from the danger zone, and knight is on a4. Let's see if something like king h6 can be played, but probably not, because after king goes, knight c5, knight c5, and queen b1 should be winning for white. Okay, so let's go to another one. And let's see what happens here. c5. c5 was the move that white played, so I have to play with black pieces right now, and something is definitely going with the white king. What is the material situation? We're 2 pawns down, but white king is very weak, so we have to focus on white king and how to mate him, if there is a mate. Knight h5 is the first move that comes to my mind. And after knight h5, queen h5, can I use somehow queen f2? Not very much, because queen f2, king h2, and yeah, this probably is not working. But what about rook f2? Rook f2 also doesn't work. Being creative is also very important. For example, yeah, moves like rook f2 would be great if after queen f2, knight was not on d6 and I could play knight e4. But that's not the case. And knight h5, king f3 is there. Queen d1 wouldn't help, just queen e2. But can we do the vice versa? Can we play knight h5, queen h5, and rook f2? Then it is very difficult to defend the g2 pawn unless you play queen f3, which is a reasonable move. After queen f3, rook f3, and rook f3. Carson124 is saying knight h5, rook f5, and g3. G6. I don't think that's the way because after knight h5, queen h5, or you mean knight h5 or rook f5? Sorry, I got a bit confused. I don't know, I'm very interested in knight h5, queen h5, rook f2, which I think is a very interesting way to play this position, but maybe not. Queen f3, queen f3, rook f3, rook f3, queen e1 and queen b4. That's also possible. I don't see anything else. Do you guys agree with me that we have to play knight h5 and afterwards rook f2? Knight h5 can be drawn by perpetual. Big Boy RG 2015 is saying. I don't want perpetual. No draws. Okay, let's try. Okay, knight h5 is the first move. Bingo! Let's see what about rook f2. Is it the move? No, not the move. And rook f2, queen f3, rook f3, rook f3, queen e1. That was my idea. Oh, it's such a shame. Oh, it's such a shame. Okay, queen f2, but not with the idea of perpetual, but getting this queen on a very important square, queen e1, where g3 square is controlled and rook h1 is the threat. This is beautiful. This is very, very beautiful. Also, this one is hanging here, so it is just perfect. Queen f2, queen e1, very difficult maneuver, to be honest. Very difficult, but brilliant, brilliant. Queen g1, queen f2, queen e1. Writing a little V right there. Very beautiful. Shame, shame, but chess is difficult. Okay, next one. The material is equal. We have a problem that knight on e4 is kind of under attack. Should we move it or not? And what can be the problem with it? Something connected to e2 and d4, I have a feeling, because these pawns are very, very somehow loose. Like, let's say, knight c3, queen d2, knight e2, rook e2, rook e2, queen e2, and queen d4 should win the rook. Is it the solution or not? Knight c3, king, queen d2, knight e2, and if king f2, then just knight d4. I think that's the way to solve this one. Yep. Yeah, I have to say that sometimes in this position it is unexpected that such kind of thing, such kind of tactic can happen. Because now f2 pawn is hanging and you don't want to move your rook back, but what has to be done is of course knight f3, but one might think, okay, why not f3? Why shouldn't I keep this knight out and finally have some e4 break in the center? But this, when you open this diagonal and the king is on g1, you have to be very, very careful with the checks. Knight c3 and just taking the pawn and using the fact that the rook is still on a1 and it is not defended, then this happens. Just losing the rook on a1. Okay, next one. Queen b6. Last move. My goodness. We're queen down. Are we queen down? Okay, we have rook and a knight for the queen. Is that enough? I don't know. Should be enough because this is a puzzle and we have to solve it. The problem is queen b6 and our king is on g1, so any kind of attempt to threaten mate can end in disaster if rook goes somewhere with a check. What do we have? Rook b3. Is that the point? Really? Rook b3? That easy? Yeah, I guess it is because rook b3, the queen cannot go anywhere and the rook is hanging. This is beautiful. Queen d8, knight c, knight is great. Knight controls so many squares, d8, c7, c5 and d4. Rook b3. Alpha Zero is saying, hi Sopiko, looking 26 today. I'm still 27. A year younger, that's also good. King f2, rook e5, and the game did not end actually. So, well, what do we have to do now? We have to take it. We don't have any other thing. Just grab the pawns. Yeah, grab the pawns. Guys, by the way, I should remind you that after tactic show, I always leave some kind of 10-15 minutes for the Q&A, questions and answers. So if you have any questions, I am able to read the chat. If you have any questions, anything you're interested in, please do ask, do write in the chat, and usually I leave some time to answer your questions. So great opportunity if you're interested to ask anything you're interested. All right, next one, back to chess, back to work. Rook d8. That was last move from black side. How is the material? We are pawn up. Wow, that's that's something very interesting, but our knight on d6 is hanging, rook on d3 is hanging, so we're definitely losing some material if we don't behave. Okay, what about knight b5? This is the first move candidate that comes to my mind because it threatens the queen, and if queen f4, we have first queen rook d8, and then we can, okay, it's just mate, not then we can. Yeah, bishop d6, but after bishop d6, I thought we could take rook d6. That saves us from disaster. Is there anything else we can do? We can maybe grab another pawn with knight c7, bishop f4, rook d8, knight a6, b takes a6, and rook f4. Why not? No. Am I too greedy? Yeah, it says just rook d6, a, b, and oh, we're winning the queen. Okay, I didn't realize that we're winning the queen. Yeah, pity for me. Yeah, it's better to win the queen rather than having 2 pawns up. It was also winning, but definitely rook d6, a, b, or bishop b5, doesn't matter. We can take it, and bishop e5. That's a beautiful one. Let's continue. Oh, we had this, no? Rook g6, queen h8, rook f8. Okay, we had this tactic, so no point to talk about it. King d7. Ooh, king d7. What is this? Something knight d5 kind of jumps. Rook f7. What's going on? Rook e6. Okay, evaluation. Materially equal, position is better. Should be winning. Move candidates. Rook e6, knight d5, rook f7. Rook e6, another rook f7, knight e7, rook e7, king e7, knight d5. I think that should be good. Right? Do you agree, guys? I think, oh, okay, then I'll just take the rook. Yeah, the point and the idea was that if after rook f7, knight e7 to protect this rook, we can take, and knight d5, or we can play knight d5 directly, but I would recommend to take it first and win the queen. Alpha Zero is asking what's the daily routine of Anish as a super GM. Training, training, training. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, that's the way to improve, and I think that all the super GMs are having kind of the same training routine. King h7 is the last move from black. So after king h7, rook h6, something like this. But we shouldn't forget, first evaluation, materially and positionally, then move candidates, then decision. So materially, we are 3 pawns down. Positionally, I think we should be winning because something is definitely going on. For example, rook h6, move candidate number 1, gh, queen e7. If king g6, even rook e6, it should be a disaster, shouldn't it be? King h5. I don't see a right away disaster, so I'm not sure. Does music go with help with chess or distraction? Whoa, many interesting questions from Onsei Seyon. He asks if music helps with chess or it distracts, or if Alzheimer's, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I know what does it mean. How to avoid it, reverse memory loss. Does chess help with this? What kind of workouts do you do? Martial arts, swimming, dance. Very interesting. I think that it depends. I was always, nearly always in my childhood, listening to music while playing or while training, because it's one kind of training when it teaches you completely to focus on the position and not to listen to the music. So if you're playing in a tournament and there is something going on, or there is a noise or something, you shouldn't be like, oh my God, it disturbs me so much, because you should be into the game and there should be nothing else in your mind than the game. So if you're training with the music and you're able actually to solve tactics and train, then it definitely is kind of a training, and I don't know how much it helps, but definitely it helps in a sense that you can have 100% focus on a game. About memory loss, I cannot say definitely for 100% that it helps. But chess is great. It needs a lot of practice and memory, and you should love it. And I think it's just an exercise for brain, and it should help. I'm not an expert, but it should help. And what kind of workouts I do? Well, I have a little baby, so I can I can say for sure that's a good gym for me, especially in this age when they are running and you have to follow them everywhere. But I do like swimming and dancing as well, so that's a way for me to relax. Let me win is saying Queen f5, King g8, and Rook f8 is the solution. And Karsten saying Queen e4, Knight f7. So many checks. First move candidates for you guys are the checks. Let's take a look at all of them. Queen f5, King g8, Rook f8, Rook f8, Queen f8, and King f8, Rook e8 is the mate. I guess so, right? So Queen f5, if something else, yeah, I guess that is the solution. So well done to Let Me Win, I guess, solved this tactic very nicely. Alpha Zero is saying, what would you advise to graduate average chess players to do first post-graduation or play chess when young? I don't know. It depends very much um, how much the person is into chess and how much he loves and wants to be a professional or not a professional. I definitely think that when you're young and promising and talented, you shouldn't kind of, I can't say waste time on other things, because other things are definitely very necessary. I went to university. I finished it, and I did all these things. But um, if you're very young and promising and you want to reach the higher level and the highest level, then you should probably forget about everything else and focus on chess. There is many examples with Georgian chess players as well, and many chess players I know that they were very good at their age, but somehow at age of 16, 17, you want to decide you want to go to university or you want to play chess. And some of them decided to go to university. They kind of quit chess for some years, but after graduation they got back to chess. Some as teachers, some are playing again. This, I think, it's really not the way. Either you have to work with your profession and have chess as a hobby, or you have to focus on chess if you're talented. I don't know if this was a helpful answer, but I do think that when you're interested in something and when you're good at something, you should not care about any other opinion, and you should do whatever you want to do to be the best in that thing, in sport or any other subject. Okay, oh, sorry. Queen d5. This is some kind of thing going on here. So what happens if I take knight g5, bishop d5, knight h3, king g2, bishop d5, doesn't help. But what if knight g3? Knight g3, hg doesn't work. Bishop d5, then knight e2, king g2, bishop d5, check, king goes to h3, and then I take on c1. I want a pawn, right? I think so. I think I want to, oh, no, knight e2 first. Do you or Anish play against a computer sometimes? I don't play against computer very much. When I was young, I played some games against it, but I do think that nowadays it's more interesting to play with people with so many servers around and so many playgrounds. You can just log in into any server and play blitz or rapid against people. I never found playing against computer interesting because you know that yeah, there's no motivation for you to beat the computer. He's way too strong. But what I do think is good to improve is that when you have certain position, let's say from the opening, and you have middle game, you want to understand the middle game, then you play against the computer this certain position and you go like lines. First you try this line, then you try that line. This way you understand the position way better and you are much better prepared for a game than if you just repeat the lines like this, you know. What about, Let Me Win is asking, what about writing an article or doing a show about all our questions and your answers, like 99 questions to Sopiko? That is of course possible. If you guys want to have a question and answer show, I'll be happy to have that type of show. But if something, you always have to know that after tactics test there is always a 10 or 15 minutes for a short question and answer. So if you have any questions, I do get a lot of questions in private messages, how to improve, if I can help somebody or if I can play. But the problem is that when you want to improve, you have to not ask this kind of questions like how to, but just stick to one advice and practice and like do everything to improve with chess. You should not depend on any other help, anybody's help. You should just sit, take a laptop, log in on Chess24, let's say, play blitz games, but after you play, you have to analyze them. Always, this is the way to improve. If you play only blitz and then it's just a routine for you, kind of a fun way, that's not the way, because then it becomes more like you're having fun rather than improving. Of course, it would help you a bit, but not as much as it's needed. So if you just play some, I would say 15-minute blitz games is very good as a practical games, then it is very nice to analyze them afterwards. Where did you go wrong, or where did your opponent make mistake? And this way you're seeing more and more positions and more patterns gets into your mind. Then any tactics or any other problems on chess would be much easier to solve. Okay, let's go for the last tactic. And ooh, my goodness, what is this? Yeah, we need something on h1, right? Well, what is this? Just put something on h1. Okay, who goes where? I have my king on d5, and is there a mate or what happens? Is there a mate? Or should I make a draw or yeah, difficult. Yeah, I thought just less tactic and that would be over, but this is the tactic where I'm like, whoa, what happens? Okay, guys, do you have any idea? Bishop f1 is kind of one move. So we are piece up, but two pawns. Hmm. Is it possible to win this? I guess it's not possible to win it. We have to try to make a draw, but draw is easy because let's say if we want, we can play bishop f1, e3, knight d4, and yeah, e2, we can just take everything and it's a draw. Yeah, one tough goose song had a very interesting comment. Bishop h1, Latme is saying that bishop h1 wins this game. Very interesting. Bishop h1, e3 is not a move because of bishop f3, f2, bishop g2, and the thing is that knight is in Zugzwang. So let's say e3, then we play bishop f1, e2, and bishop e2. Yeah, is that the move? Okay, that was a very playful tactic. I mean, not that difficult, but the position itself makes you like scared, like what's going on. But it was a beautiful one. Yeah, just to give a move to black. F2, then bishop g2. There is no move for king, and if knight moves, then it's lost. So e3 and bishop f1, and yeah, that's it. E2 we can take it, f2 we can take it. Very nice one, good and beautiful. Thank you very much, guys, for being here for my tactics test, which was a challenge because I haven't had it very long time. But if you liked it, I'll definitely keep it, and we will have 1 week banter blitz, 1 week tactics test. But next week, unfortunately, we won't be able to have a show because we're going to Leuven soon. There will be the Grand Chess Tour, Blitz, and Rapid tournament. So Anish's support team is there, keeping my fingers crossed for him. But after Leuven, I'll be definitely back with. We'll be back with the Banter Blitz. So meanwhile, you go on Chess24, go to Tactics Trainer, and be alert for playing against me. Next one will be Banter Blitz. So have a good day for now. I wish you lots of luck, lots of training, and see you maybe in like 10 days. Bye bye. Have a good day, everybody.